we gotta talk about Monday Night Raw. Yo, it was a really good show, and it ended with chaos. We had Royce Keys making his return, and he didn't come back alone. He came back with OTM, who I have no idea who they were. I had to look it up. They're NXT guys. I don't watch NXT. So when I saw them, I was like, yo, who are these big dudes just laying waste to everybody? I mean, they put out everybody. I'm talking LA Knight, Solo Sokoa, both Usos. Jimmy Uso gets put through an announce table. It was a really hot way to close the show. A very nice cliffhanger. But I have my notes ready. So let's reverse and let's start at the beginning. The show started with LA Knight making his entrance. He comes out and he starts addressing Roman Reigns. He's wondering why Roman Reigns at WrestleMania was able to defeat CM Punk by himself. At SummerSlam, he beat Seth Rollins by himself. But when it comes to LA Knight, it seems that Roman Reigns always has his family get involved. LA Knight is basically saying that he thinks Roman Reigns is ducking and dodging him. This leads LA Knight to eventually call out Solo Sikoa. And Solo Sikoa, being the funny man that he is, starts stealing LA Knight's catchphrases. And he eventually thanks LA Knight for saving him last week on Raw. They both laid out the bloodline. Solo Sikoa delivered a Samoan spike to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns then ate a BFT from LA Knight to close out the show. And it was a really hot segment. Very much felt like peak Bloodline from when the Bloodline was actually at its hottest. But they're in the ring, and this leads the Usos interrupting them. Jimmy and Jay, they tell Solo, hey, you should have consequences coming for you. This is not something that the tribal chief is going to take lying down. Jay Uso gives Solo the warning shot. Pow! And Solo does the slow-mo matrix, looking like he's dodging the bullet. Funny. The crowd loved it. I loved it. And this eventually leads to the Usos challenging Solo and LA Knight in a tag match later on that night for the main event. Next, we get Stephanie Valkyrie versus Roxanne Perez. This is Stephanie Valkyrie's first match back since WrestleMania. And I thought the women had a good showing in this match. Stephanie Valkyrie had a sick looking dragon screw that she did to Roxanne's leg, and it looked vicious. I'm telling you, I thought that girl tore Roxanne's knee right from the bone. It was that bad. But Roxanne Perez, being a part of the Judgment Day, you knew she had backup with her. Raquel Rodriguez was with her. The Women's World Champion Liv Morgan was there with her. And of course, shenanigans started shenaniganing. And of course, shenanigans happened, and the Judgment Day got involved, which led Becky Lynch to come down to make the save. This led to Stephanie Valkyrie getting the victory. And as she's celebrating, Liv Morgan looks like she's about to sneak up on her. But Becky Lynch again stops Liv Morgan, and Becky and Valkyrie come face to face. And Becky tells her, hey, this is the second time I saved you. You owe me. And that closed out the segment. I think this is leading towards a triple threat match at Money in the Bank. And my heart says that Liv Morgan will lose, but my brain tells me that she's not. I just don't see her losing in a triple threat match. And I definitely see Valkyrie getting the belt back eventually, but I don't know if it's going to be this soon. All right. And the fact that Liv hasn't had that many title shots, I think they want to give her a couple more. The fact that Liv haven't had that many title matches, I think they want to give her more matches under her belt as the champion before they get ready to take it off of her. Next, we get taken to a Raw recap of last week with Javon Evans and JD McDonough. Javon picked up the win after the match. Big Cass attacked Javon again, and Javon actually held his own this time, but Dominic Mysterio and JD get involved, which leads Big Cass laying out Javon again. So we cut to backstage. We see Rey Mysterio talking to Rey Fenix, wishing him luck on his match later that night. And JD and Dom confront Rey about Dom not being considered to be in the tournament to face Roman Reigns in Mexico City. And this leads Javon Evans coming out of nowhere and attacking both Rey and Dom, leaving them laid out. And when I saw that, I was like, well, I think I know what's going to happen in your match tonight, because I don't think Dom and JD are going to take that line down. And we did have a match with Javon and Big Cass later that night. Next match we had was the semifinals match between Rey Fenix and Dragon Lee. This by far was the best match of the night. It was fast paced. It was hard hitting. It felt like these guys were just out there giving it their all because they knew a world title shot was on the line. It felt like these guys were fighting because they knew, hey, this was their shot. And they're going to be in Mexico City representing Lucha Libre. I love this match. And Dragon Lee is so good, and so is Rey Fenix. And I just wish that WWE would do more with them, especially with the match that they put on today. They got time, and the fans were into it too, like from jump. Oh my God, Dragon Lee did that cannonball dive through the rope that he does, and it always amazes me the distance that he gets on that. Rey Fenix is propped up on the announce table, and just the way he takes the move and the way they both fell on the other side of the announce table was like, holy smokes, it looked devastating. But in the end, Rey Fenix wins with the Mexican Muscle Buster and goes on to the finals. Again, a great match. I hope to see WWE include more Lucha Libre matches on the main roster and do something with the luchadors a lot more, because, they are fantastic when you just let them go out and do their thing. Next, we had the contract signing between Obafemi and Braun Breaker. Obafemi comes out first. Braun Breaker then comes out. Paul Heyman, as always, he is also there at the contract signing. Braun Breaker speaks first, and he looks at Obafemi and asks, so what have you done? All right, yeah, you beat Brock Lesnar. Okay, you're the king of the ring, but that hasn't translated into gold. And when he was saying this, it was like kind of tone deaf to me, because I'm like, okay, just beat Brock Lesnar in Hell in a Cell and retired Brock Lesnar in Hell in a Cell. Brock Lesnar is the man that beat The Undertaker twice inside Hell in a Cell. And him just trying to downplay that, it didn't work for me. I wish there was a different angle he decided to approach it from, right? But Obafemi rebuttals. He tells Braun, hey, in any other era, you're the guy. In 2002, when John Cena debuts, I think you're the guy. In 2015, you're the guy. But unfortunately, bro, you're in 2026, and 2026 is my time. And that doesn't make you the next big thing, because I'm the next big thing. So Braun Breaker signs the contract. He goes to give Obafemi the contract, but instead, he gives the contract to Paul Heyman, telling Obafemi, hey, do you need to sign the contract, or does your daddy need to sign the contract? Referring to Paul Heyman, because Braun and Paul have had some tension within these past couple weeks, ever since Braun has seen Paul Heyman show respect towards Obafemi. He's been asking Paul, Do you think Obafemi's the future? So Braun gets up in Paul's face and he gets a little rough with Paul, but it's a ruse. He cheap shots Obafemi, fights back, and here comes Austin Theory. Him and Braun, they put the boots to Oba, but Oba fights back. He sends Braun out of the ring, and he puts Austin Theory through the table, closing out the segment. And I think this match is going to be the best match on Sunday night's main event. I definitely believe Braun Breaker is a formidable threat to Obafemi, and I don't see either one of these guys losing at Sunday night's main event. I see it either being a draw or a double count out or a disqualification, something. I see this feud going on for a little bit longer. I think they want Obafemi to be with somebody before he gets to Roman Reigns. Thought this was a good segment. I thought Obafemi would just outclass Braun Breaker on the microphone. Like, it wasn't even close. But I like the contract signing overall. Next, we get another backstage segment, this time with Jacob Fatu and the Usos. Jimmy and Jay, they're questioning Jacob Fatu about why he just didn't do anything last week when Roman Reigns and them was getting beat down. And Jacob Fatu, he stands up for himself and is like, hey, Roman told me to stand down. I was just following orders. And the Usos, they're still talking down to him. And Jay tells him, hey, so since you don't want to do nothing tonight, keep your butt back here and we gonna handle business. Jacob Fatu tells Jay, hey, you don't tell me what to do. And Jay, he's wearing the black Ulafala. He flashes it to him being like, hey, Captain, so you gotta listen to me. So keep your ass back here. And I really like the tension between Jay and Jacob. I think they're the highlight of Raw every week, just watching them go back and forth. And I definitely think that Jacob is the new Jay in this bloodline story. Like, I think eventually he's going to get sick and tired of their shit and he's going to break away and it's going to be great. But yeah, this was a good segment. Next, we got Javon Evans versus Big Cass. This was Big Cass's debut match since his return to the company. And I thought it was a decent match. Nothing crazy. It was a standard big man versus little man match. Javon showed a lot of heart in this match, but in the end, Big Cass pins him with the big boot, 1, 2, 3. And at the end of the match, like I said, here comes Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough to beat down Javon Evans for attacking them earlier in the show. And yeah, we're getting a Javon Evans versus Dominic Mysterio feud, which I like. I think that could be a good match, right? Next, we had Penta versus La Parka. This is also a semi-finals match to go on to the finals next week to determine who will face Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title in Mexico City. This was a good Lucha Libre match, not nowhere as good as Rey Fenix and Dragon Lee did, but a good entertaining match. Penta picks up the victory, and it's official that next week we're going to get brother versus brother. We're going to get Rey Fenix and Penta, and I know that match could be a banger. If WWE gives them the time like they did with Dragon Lee and Rey Fenix, then that match, I ain't gonna lie, could be a contender for match of the year. If they get them the time, that could be match of the year. But yeah, Penta is on to the finals. And that brings us to our main event, the Usos versus LA Knight and Solo Sikoa. And the match is going on. It's a pretty entertaining match, but it gets real interesting when out of nowhere, so Jay and Solo are outside, they're fighting, and out of nowhere, Royce Keys appears and football tackles both of them through the barricade. I'm like, holy smokes, okay, Royce Keys is back. But then these two big dudes are just putting the boots to LA Knight and Jimmy Uso, I'm talking, yo, Jimmy Uso's going through an announce table. Yo, they are no mercy to these guys. It comes out that, hey, this is OTM, and their names mean out the mud. I think that's a pretty cool name. But like I said at the beginning, I don't watch NXT, so I'm not familiar with them. But for my first viewing of them, they look badass, and it's cool to see Royce Keys as a heel because I think he's a better heel. Just look at him. He just looks mean, you know, not somebody you want to run into in a dark alley, you know. So I'm very interested to see where their story is going because now it's getting the bloodline story is getting full. It's like they're enemies from here, from there. So I'm curious to see which way, what was to play out next. But yeah, that was the show for Monday Night Raw this week. I thought it was a very entertaining show personally. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's show. Roman Reigns returns next week, so let's see what he has to say about this. But yeah, guys, let me know what were your highlights of this show. Did you like the show? Did you not? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like my review, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. It's your boy, Laidback Lashar, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out, y'all.